Donald Trump has been sitting on more than $120 million via his Save America Political Action Committee. That $120 million, by the way, is more than both the Democratic Party and the Republican Party have combined. Effectively, I guess, making Donald Trump the most powerful person in politics in terms of money. There's just one problem, though, and we've talked about this extensively. That problem is that Donald Trump doesn't want to share. He must have skipped that day in elementary school where you learn that sharing is caring, and he hasn't spent any money helping any candidates anywhere. Or so we thought. It turns out that back in March, Donald Trump did, in fact, give $500,000, $500,000, to a conservative group called Georgia Wright Political Action Committee, gave them $500,000. But it wasn't money that was given to build up a candidate. Instead, it was money given to tear down incumbent Republican Governor Brian Kemp of Georgia. Donald Trump, sitting on more money than both political parties combined, not giving any money to any of the candidates that he has endorsed, including the one in Georgia running for governor. Not giving him money, but giving money to this other group to run attack ads against a fellow Republican, an incumbent Republican. You love to see it, folks. You absolutely love to see it, because the attack ad that Get Georgia Right happens to be running right now is going after Brian Kemp, of course, for not doing enough to overturn the state's elections, even though they couldn't overturn the state's elections. They did their audits, they did their recounts, they did everything they were supposed to do, but they couldn't, as Trump asked them to do, find the votes. And they did, of course, after the 2020 election, enacted one of the most sweeping and oppressive new voting laws here in the United States. So they, being good, faithful little Republicans, like, hey, we couldn't overturn it, but I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll suppress the vote in future elections so that we don't have to do this again. So they did everything they could to appease Donald Trump, but obviously, as we all know, still not enough. So Trump is going after Brian Kemp with everything he got. He is the one who was able to convince David Perdue to actually run for governor against Brian Kemp. David Perdue, as we all know, is the failed Senate candidate who lost in last year's runoff elections. So that's good. But Trump wants to tear down Kemp because Kemp's only problem was not overturning that election. Perdue is not doing well, by the way, in this Georgia race. Most of Trump's handpicked candidates not doing well in their races, but Perdue in particular is doing very, very poorly. And Donald Trump is the one who personally not just endorsed him, but convinced him to run against Kemp. And with these new attack ads running against Brian Kemp and David Perdue polling so poorly, you do have this, fight happening between the Republicans in the state of Georgia trying to bloody each other up. And who does that benefit? That benefits Stacey Abrams, the Democrat running on the other side of the ticket, who almost, and had it not been for Brian Kemp, then Secretary of State, purging enough voters to make sure he won, Stacey Abrams would currently be the governor of the state of Georgia. So the more they go back and forth, the more that Donald Trump encourages these attack ads against Brian Kemp, the better it is for Stacey Abrams, which means the better it is for the state of Georgia. So Trump, $500,000 ain't going to cut it, buddy. You got 120 in your war chest. Maybe it's time to open it up. Go after Brian Kemp a little bit harder, because all you're doing is making yourself look foolish and, as I mentioned, helping Stacey Abrams in the state of Georgia. Hey everyone, this is Aspen. And did you know that for the low cost of $0 per day, you can subscribe to the Fair and Balanced YouTube channel? We also encourage you to like, comment, and share. But again, click that subscribe button and help Aspen not be so grumpy.